Olav is what we call a fixer. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Or is he? Welcome back to Kevin Toll Reads, where today we are talking Blood on Snow by Joe Nesbo, published in 2014. This is one of two books entitled The Blood on Snow duology. Joe Nesbo published two of these books in this series, and so this is the first one, and it is a thriller, kind of a throwback to noir and crime novels of many decades ago. So I definitely found this in my wheelhouse. So let's talk about the summary of this thing. Olav is a fixer, and he's dyslexic as well. He's working for a crime boss named Hoffman, and he is asked to make a hit or do a fix on the crime boss's wife, nonetheless. That hit goes horribly wrong, and Olaf finds himself in a pinch trying to figure out who the players are, the why, the how, and ultimately how you can get out of this thing. There is a number of different characters that come into his life according to this one fateful event that goes wrong, and that spawns a very quick-paced tale from Mr. Joe Nesbo. And that is kind of the overarching summary. I really can't give more away than that without really diving into some of the really great twists and turns. So that's a nice segue to talk about what I liked in this book. And so this is a really nice throwback to kind of this Oslo setting where we have kind of this crime story, very reminiscent of hard case crime, pulp noir kind of story, and it's written in a very tightly, quickly paced manner. And so I really connected very well with this. Obviously, I did a little looking ahead because this is book one of two in a series. And so I may have to purchase the second book. I did some research, allegedly did some research on what a used copy would be. But anyways, I digress. There's a lot of other things I liked about this. Obviously, the pace, the writing style, the kind of the setup, the premise is very simple. But we have some interesting characters. I like Karina as a character. I like the other. I like basically both of the female characters in here for the roles they play, because both female characters are more than what they seem. And so that was really interesting. I liked kind of the caper, well, not really a caper, but how Olaf plans to get out of this whole, kind of honeypot, so to speak. And I thought it was really interesting how he goes about doing that. There's definitely some very visceral scenes in here. There's a little bit of spice in here as well. So just a trigger warning for that. But it was a really fun, quick read. No real excerpts stood out for me in this thing. In terms of criticisms, I mean, like I said, there's a little bit of spice in here. There's definitely some language in, not all the time, but there is some language in here if that would turn you off from this. But in terms of rating and overall impression, I gave this a 4.3. I thought it was a great quick read. I read this in two settings. It's about 180 pages, 190 pages. It's a fun read. Again, it checks off the boxes for me in terms of what I like. If you like crime, thriller, quick-paced reads, this is definitely in your wheelhouse. Again, like I said, it is book one of two. I did peek ahead. One of the characters in this book, which is the other crime boss, the fisherman, he makes an appearance in book two. I don't know if that's going to sway me into it, but I definitely my interests are piqued. I think Nesbo approved in this as well that he can write crime noir very well. Again, it takes place in Oslo, in Norway, and that's definitely his wheelhouse, and it does really good. I think this stands up to very well from a contrast and compare perspective to the Harry Hole detective books that I have read. I read a couple of them, and I think this stands up really well. And I think this is, again, a fun, quick read. And that is my take for Joe Nesbo, Blood on Snow. Really enjoyed it. 4.3 out of 5. Hope you're having a great day. And I will talk to you all in the next one. Thanks.